to Hooked on You, the Dead by Daylight dating sim that makes me wonder, why are we still here? Just to suffer? Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. Also, you're using a killer crab as a pillow, which it's sort of okay with. What's that? You don't know about the killer crabs? Oh, right, you didn't go on that hunter's date. You really missed out. It was thrilling, or I guess it would have been. You'll have to play the game again to get that reference, I suppose. You pull on your beach attire and splash water on your face. Dwight and Claudette approach. Is that look on their face excitement? Terror? You notice your stomach flutters with butterflies. Someone's in love. Or you've been infected with zombie butterflies in your sleep. It's happened here before, but it's probably just a love thing. It's time! Claudette gestures over to the beach where the killers all stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watch with your ex. Suddenly the message is clear. You're supposed to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? They paid him good money to make some half-assed cameos in this show. I'm gonna choose Agent out. But before they walk you over for your big moment... Don't think we haven't noticed how kind you been to us, Primus. Can't be easy being thrown onto a mysterious island for seemingly no real reason, surrounded by terrifying killers trying to manage your most primal impulses. Murder and making out. And you've kept a cool head and treated us, your friendly island hosts, with dignity and respect. So don't tell anybody we told you this, but... Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially. Just a little hint for you going forward. Don't try to go all the way with a killer who isn't into you. Relationships are two-way streets, and if you don't have a green light in the other direction, you might end up in the friend zone. Friend zone? That doesn't sound so bad. Where do you think you are, exactly? Dead by Daylight doesn't do friends. There are killers, and there are survivors. And I'm afraid we can't say more. Okay, so... yeah. Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially, again. Well... I've never seen Spirit open up to anyone like she's opened up to you. I've seen her open up the insides of plenty of people, but thankfully for you and us, that's in a different type of game. So are you ready? Of course you're not, but too bad, we're on a schedule. You make your way over to the row of hotties. Claudette and Dwight stand off to the side, hands behind their backs. It's been quite the 48 hours, but there are clearly sparks in the air, and I'm not just talking about this rusty chainsaw, though I do recommend staying away from those sparks. It's time for our newcomer to confess their love. Wait, I have to do a drum roll for this! No you don't, but who cares? Primus, who do you choose for your solo? Can we at least do the flower thing? But I thought we agreed to keep that between us. No, not that flower thing, the thing where the suitor gets a flower as a symbol of the contestant's love and affection. Oh, right, I suppose, but no roses. They're such a cliche at this point. Well, that's good, because I tried to pick a rose, but I got an algae, so I settled for these. Beautiful! Oh, you've done good, Dwight. This is a lovely bouquet. I hope Dwight saved some of those for Claudette. That's the thing, right? You're getting that vibe too? Just me? Sorry, you've got other things to think about right now. Primus, who do you select to receive these flowers and spend the day with you today? You approach Spirit, peering below the brim of her impressively large hat and into her haunting eyes. Spirit, since I met you, I've been enchanted by your presence. You've challenged me to be a better person and resisted the urge to show me the sharp end of your katana. For that, I thank you. I'm ready to take things to the next level. And we shall, up to the eye of the dark storm that is our reality, to the lantern room of the Black Lighthouse. Time to see what you're made of, Primus. I thought it might be nice to start the day out on Trapper's yacht before we head up to the Black Lighthouse. And if I kinda hate this basic tropical vacation stuff like yachts and snorkeling or whatever, it's good for you to see me in the sun a bit, at least. There's more to me than what you've already gotten to experience. I know that my whole vibe can be a little dark. The hat, the swimsuit, the plume of floating hair. That wasn't always who I was. I was a normal young woman once. Went to school, hung out with friends. I even had a part-time job working at a restaurant in town. And then, well, I know what happened. Your father, he murdered me and I woke as an undead adventurer. But that's not what I was getting at. Something else happened to me. I realized I needed to be seen. I don't even know by whom, A lot of time when you think about ghosts, there are these kind of see-through flickering specters. You imagine reaching out and having your hand go right through them. Ooh. Like that sort of thing. Maybe there's some warpy effect on the world around you. I don't know. It depends on which movie you're watching. But when I died, well, I dare you to try and reach your hand out through me. Nah, really, that's not an invitation. It's rhetorical. Why did I end up this way? Who brought me to this island? Who knows? I sure don't. I've got my ideas. I'm not exactly out there digging around in caves or dusting off antiques and trying to find clues to analyze their meanings. I do want to take this experience seriously, though. I want to give the process a chance. It may be a dumb process, and one that I have extremely little respect for as a person, but you just woke up on this beach with no memory of who you are or where you came from. And rather than freak out and simply try to swim away, you're giving this a chance. I actually didn't know that swimming away was an option. It's not. However, the fact that you never even tried, I think that means you've got courage, or an open mind. Or, I don't know, maybe you stuck around because you like someone you met here? Maybe. While the two of you were getting all deep and philosophically flirty, the yacht pulled up to the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. Last stop, everybody off! There were other stops. Oh no, not of this trip. Of your life. Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves for the shore. I'm just messing with you. This was the only stop. Nobody here is really looking out for our fun, so we have to make it ourselves. But no, there are no other stops. Seriously, go. Race you to the poop deck, Dwight. The ship doesn't even have a poop deck. Oh, it will. As you disembark, you see Dwight and Claudette run giggling across the ship. Too bad you can't go for those two. They seem like they know how to have a good time. As you arrive at the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse, its imposing form towers above you. A flock of birds circles lazily, no sense of fear or urgency, as if circling a corpse that hasn't moved in ages. I'm excited about today, see? Spirit places her wrist delicately in your hand and presses your fingers down against her skin. It's cool to the touch, but you feel... Is that the faintest of pulses? My blood is absolutely pumping. So, what happens now? Now I show you something that no one has ever seen up close before. Well, no one who has lived to tell about it. We're going there. Spirit points to the top of the lighthouse amongst the circling birds. What's actually up there? Have you seen it? Hey y'all, how's everyone doing today? Hi Wraith. You sure seem chipper. Something strange is definitely going on with this guy. Well, something else strange. Something different than what's usually going on. Wraith takes a deep breath, sucking in the ocean air like it's the greatest air that has ever been sucked. Primus, thank you for choosing anyone else to go on a date with today. Alone again, forever. This is how I was meant to be. I feel alive. Are you done? We're kind of on, on that date you just mentioned. Glad you're feeling better, Wraith, but like she said, we're in the middle of something. You mind? Oh, right. So what you doing? Heading up to the eye of the lighthouse? I love it up there. You can really see the whole island from up there. In fact, Spirit, I thought you said no one is gone up there and lived to tell about it, but this sounds exactly like telling about it. Technically, I don't think Wraith counts as being alive. I mean, I don't maintain the canon, but... Spirit waves her arms at Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead now, he's gonna be when I punish him for interrupting our date! Hey now, we can solve our problems without our hair floating up in any menacing shapes. I'll just be over here and running away. Enjoy the... You know, I think Wraith was kidding about that hole being up there. Honestly, the view isn't even of the island. What you can see is mostly ocean on account of it being, you know, a lighthouse. However, that does bring up an interesting point regarding your... how do I say it? Spirit's hand floats up as she scratches her head contemplatively. You don't usually see her at a loss for words like this. What's your mortal status? Because despite what our lanky friend seems to think, the lighthouse is not to be trifled with. It's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom to it from all corners of this world, if not further. Well, duh. You saw a freaking pirate ship seemingly travel through space and time, only to crumble at the rocks beneath this spooky tower. But you decided not to point it out because that wouldn't be too romantic now, would it? I think I'm alive? I'm here with you, walking on the beach, feeling the water on my feet, feeling the sun on my skin. Here, with me, the spirit. Does that really make you feel alive? I guess I don't know. If you come up with me, up to the eye of the Black Lighthouse, you may never return. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Because we have something. I won't deny it. I feel it. I'd hate for you to simply turn to ash. If we were to commit right here and now to figuring this out as friends, we could put that risk off for another time. Just be friends? Ouch, is this her way of letting you down easy? I don't know if I want that friendship. I want you. That's why I chose you. I can't decide this for you. I can only warn you that it may not be safe. You might die up there, there's nothing I can do about it. You take a deep breath and think about every particle of sea air as it travels into your body and fills your lungs. It may be the last time you have such a thought, but you feel strangely at peace with that information. I need another. I want something more. I'd risk my life for it. Spirit smiles, a quirky, devilish smile. Right this way. Inside the lighthouse is almost pitch black. It was seemingly day when you stepped through the door, but inside this place is like a void. The last thing you see is the final rays of sun beneath you is a horrible sight. A petrified body laying on the stairs, reaching not up, but down as if it had been crawling. Watch your step. The things we do for love. Ooh, that's gorgeous. When you arrive in the lantern room at the top of the Black Lighthouse, you breathe a sigh of relief. The light is out and seemingly defunct. Dust cakes the room, as though it hadn't been operated in a century. However, somehow, it was just morning a moment ago, but now it's night? What do you mean a moment ago? We've been standing here, looking out over the ocean all day. I've really enjoyed the peaceful time together with you, taking in the view, standing in complete silence for hours. It was kind of my perfect date. Really? I just called it the perfect date, and you can't be bothered to remember it? What kind of game are you playing with me? I want to remember it. It's just that for some reason my mind is completely blank. But I'm not dead. Or you're already dead and have been this whole time. That's true. Maybe we'll never know. Doesn't look like the light is working. Even turned off. The light has a power to it. The massive lens refracts moonlight through itself. A subtle sparkle that has a hypnotic effect. Maybe that's where the day went, staring into this light as the sun fell and the moon rose. Thanks for spending the day with me. I really had a good time. I guess I don't know what I expected. I suppose if you thought you were walking into your death and nothing happened, it might feel a bit anticlimactic. Sorry. Anyhow, it's time to go. Here, let me just flip on the light for the staircase so it's easier to get down. The stairs still look pretty dark. Maybe it... Spirit is interrupted by a strange hum, and then it becomes frightening clear to you. That switch wasn't for the stairs. It was for the main lantern, a lantern that is now beginning to power up. The faintest smell of burning begins to reach up to your nose. Oopsie. Looks like maybe that switch wasn't for the stair lights at all. Now we see who is really alive and who is really dead, I suppose. It was bound to happen sooner or later. You slam your eyes closed, hoping that somehow not looking at the light itself will protect you. Not sure I see the logic in that, but if it is magic, it kinda defies logic. I want to see it, but, well, I'm a little scared. Don't look directly into the light. Open your eyes and look only at me, and I'll keep you safe. Uh-oh. Oh, this is gonna... Perfect. Not bad. Oh, this is gonna be really rough. Not bad? Oh, thank goodness. If I can make it through this without a single fail, I'll be happy. Ah, I hesitated. Are you okay? You seem okay. I hope I haven't ruined this by pushing you to do something you weren't meant to do. You're so brave. Maybe not so coordinated, but certainly brave. I'm so lucky you'd put yourself through this for me. It shows that you're real. Despite your attempts to resist it, the incredible force of energy from the Black House's lantern eye refuses to subside. No, it cannot be ignored. It doesn't matter if you look directly at it or not. In the end, this is just a trivial game. This is real life and real magic. You stare at it now and its power penetrates your mind. Hey, been a while. How are things? Doing good? Feeling more dead or more alive? Yeah, love will do that to a person. Don't worry, it'll make sense soon. You wake up to hear Spirit's muffled voice. You got a terrible taste in your mouth, like burnt hair. The air feels damp and smells like ash. Takes time for the sound to clear up. But Spirit's words begin to make sense to you. However, it's clear she's talking to someone else, not to you. You know how sometimes people say it's not you, it's me? Well, this time it is you, and it's also me. Can't believe I thought you would change for me. Can't believe I thought what you were doing was a sacrifice. You never gave anything up for me. Well, today I saw what love looks like, and it looks a whole lot different than this. I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird, because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up a trapper. Nobody. Oh yeah? Fine. Nobody breaks up a trapper, but I'm not doing that. I'm dumping. Don't you say it. I'm dumping Evan McMillan, and there's nothing you or he can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. Rin, Trapper turns from Spirit and looks directly at you. You realize you're laying on the ground of some weird tunnel. I think that your shouting woke up Primus. My shouting? In an attempt to be as quiet as possible, you hold your breath and freeze in place. Sorry we woke you up, Primus. After what happened, you'd probably be better off sleeping for a bit longer. Things just got out of hand. How'd you know? You were talking in your sleep, basically nonstop. Until you woke up and then got quiet. What was I saying? I don't know. I don't speak Dutch. The jig is, as they say, up. They know you're awake now, and you're gonna have to deal with this awkward situation head on. Clearly, I shouldn't be here. You two are having a very personal conversation that I don't need to be involved in. I don't even know how I got here, not here on this island or here in this creepy tunnel. As far as this island goes, your guess is as good as mine. As far as this tunnel goes, we brought you here. We? You and Trapper? But... After the lighthouse came on, you blacked out. On your way down, I thought you might have hit your head or something. It's hard to tell what blood is new or old around here. Either way, I wanted to get you to someplace safe, so I asked Trapper for help. It's not that I can't carry you, I just didn't feel like it, you know? I hate having anything mess with my shards. Trapper, on the other hand, He loves nothing more than having an unconscious body draped over his shoulder. I could have asked Claudette and Dwight for help, but I don't trust them. But you trust Trapper. Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper can be a real jerk, and you'd be right. But you get what you see with him. We brought you down here because we're the only ones who know about this place. It's part of an old tunnel network that connects different places on the island.
What's up, guys? Talking island mysteries, my favorite topic. I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd pop in.
Trapper, you said this place was private.
Don't look at me, I didn't tell him about it. I think people at this bar is getting away from people like him.
Well, geez, I can see when I'm not wanted. So you three a throuple now, or? Because I was gonna say I didn't get the whole Trapper Spirit thing, but hey, it's not my business. I don't stick my nose in it.
We were not a thing. Nobody traps the Trapper. No traps or with relationships.
And you do realize you're sticking your nose in our business right now, right?
Wow, so hostile. If you don't want to talk about it, just say so. Anyhow, this tunnel has some very interesting features. If you head about 50 meters down that way, you'll find...
Get out!
Wraith looks around just to be doubly sure that Trapper is addressing him. I was just leaving.
This island, it's a lonely place, which is great. For me. I love to be alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. And after a lot of pursuit, I finally let him catch up to me, and it became... Well, I don't want to call it a relationship because somebody really didn't want to have that talk, but we were more than friends.
I dispute the evidence. I dispute the events as told. For the record, I don't pursue. I stalk, and I lie and wait.
Seeing eye to eye was not one of the things we were good at.
So I hate to ask, but I did just look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp, so I guess I'm more of a glutton for punishment than I thought. What were you good at?
Well, for starters...
Excuse me, I'll take that question, thank you very much. If you know anything about me by now, it's that I'm on a quest. For revenge.
Oh yeah, for revenge.
Exactly. What you might not know, Trapper is like a great classical maestro of revenge.
Trapper blushes behind the mask. That's one way to compliment a killer.
Revenge against friends who had turned their back and betrayed him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against a barista who wrote Ewan on his cappuccino, knowing his name was actually Evan. For someone who thinks about his revenge as much as I do, Trapper is an inspiration. But they say to never date your heroes.
Good advice, but I don't think that's the saying.
And then you came along, Primus. You showed me it's okay to be lost, to feel pathetic, to push on when you have nothing real to offer anyone.
I mean... Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for putting it out in the open like that.
You held a mirror up to my old doubts and fears, and showed me they aren't everything about me, that I can embrace those things but not be defined by them. You showed me that life after death can be more than just an obsession with revenge and mind.
Gross. Clearly, appealing to Trapper's better features has been a winning strategy for dumping him, because he seems to be taking it quite well.
This whole half-assed dating show parody thing. At first I thought it was obviously a lame idea. What kind of moron thought there was an audience for this? But then we spent some time together and I realized there is something actually real here. I don't want to give up on it. I don't want to give up on us.
Listen, Primus. While you were knocked unconscious by some minor head trauma like a total weakling, Spirit confided in me that she has real feelings for you. I took it extremely well, naturally, because I trust her and value her opinions. That doesn't mean I trust you. If you want to get to her, you'll have to get through me first. By passing Trevor's test. Coming to Behavior TV, Sundays at 8. Welcome to Trapper's Test. Answer my questions correctly or die by my blade. Question 1.
What is Spirit's real name? Bryn Yamauka.
Question 2.
Dragon.
Question 3. Where did Spirit...
Restaurant.
I know, to think I'd date a waitress. Don't tell my father I ever mingled with the help like that. He'd be so disappointed in me. Question 4. What's Spirit's favorite color? Black. Are these questions largely superficial? Sure. Maybe I didn't get to know Spirit that well. Maybe that's why it didn't work out for us. Who knows? Question 5, the final question.
You got this, Primus.
Ah. When I pitched Rapper's test to the Suits of Behavior TV, they told me there was no room in this budget for a new car to be given as the final prize for winning. So I killed them all right there on the spot. I count them didn't solve any of the budget problems. It sure did feel good. Telling you this, A, to brag, and B, to explain that the only thing you're gonna win is me saying congratulations for passing Trapper's test. Oh, that was some huge challenge. I mean, the woman obsessed with the giant light that shines in the dark and the chip on her shoulder about being seen? Go figure. You probably guessed, but rules are rules. The Empire literally just made them up. You got it right. So I guess I approve of you, dang Spirit or whatever. Never really cared in the first place. I was just hoping you'd slip up and give me a good excuse to whip my blade with your blood. Maybe I'll find a reason tomorrow. For you two, have fun. Wink, wink, wink. Trap her out.
I'm sorry you had to endure that.
What, 5 music questions?
Not even that. As ridiculous and unnecessary as it was, the whole thing. The waking up in a random tunnel, the overhearing our argument, the news that Trapper and I had something going on, and the stupid quiz. All of it. Especially the whole Trapper out catchphrase. It's only because I actually like you. None of it would have happened if I didn't.
And I like you too, Spirit.
Please, call me Rin. Rin. I didn't really feel like our lighthouse experience was completed. There was something else I wanted to show you. Alone, up in the lantern room of the tower.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Primus. It's not that kind of... My mind was not in the gutter, okay? Okay, narrator? My mind was just wondering what kind of weird twist is going to be. I knew it's not that kind of game. What's that? Hold on a moment. I'm being told... No, wait. It is that kind of... Disregard the gutter comment.
Come back up there with me?
There's no place I'd rather be. You're excited to return to the lantern room of this lighthouse, despite all of the drama and worry that was previously part of the place for you. Most importantly, you're excited to be there with Spirit, or Rin, which makes it all the more crushing when you're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight.
Claudette? Dwight? Funny seeing you here. Wait, did I say funny? I meant tragic. Tragic? I don't think so.
What could be tragic about a family reunion? Those are always joyous occasions in my experience. Before they can explain what that's even supposed to mean, the lighthouse begins to howl a low, frightening sound. The lens begins to glow in a now familiar way. You prepare to shield your eyes in case something bad happens to you again. Now isn't the time for any reality show adjacent shenanigans. Dwight, Claudette, shield your eyes. We don't know when the lighthouse will...
Now, please don't interrupt. You'd think after all this time, you'd know we have got your best interests in mind.
Wait, what? No, of course I don't think that.
Got wax in your ears, friend. I told you not to interrupt.
Too late. The black light flares. In the darkness, you see something horrible and strange. In the place of Claudette and Dwight are 2 ghoulish silhouettes. Well, before you can focus on them, the light passes and the 2 survivors are returned to their normal states.
It's breezy up here. I should have packed a sweater.
What in the hairy hell?
Hey, watch the language. You shouldn't speak that way. Around your elders. Grandpa?
My little Rin.
Okay, we have the Oni. Oni actually looks really good with his art style.
My little Rin. You're such a woman now. They grow up so fast.
Primus, meet Grandpa Kazan Yamalka. Well, technically not just Grandpa. Technically he's my great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. That's a lot of greats to say in a row.
I haven't seen my little Rin since I watched over her from the afterlife, when she was just a little girl. And I expect you to say all the greats as a matter of honor and respect. Except Rin, she can do whatever she wants. My precious little angel. But you... Oni stares at you with his demonic red eyes.
You're pretty sure even the decorative third eye on his mask is looking at you.
You mongrel! You must treat me with respect, or so help me I'll be cleaning bits of your head off of my konobo.
A konobo is like a metal baseball bat covered in spikes, for your information.
I'm not sure what a peasant like you is doing so close to a descendant of the noble Yamaoka bloodline in the first place. Dirk, Claudine, explain what's going on to me.
It's Dwight, sir, and Claudette. Remember? We explained to you that you're going to come meet with your great-great-great-great-granddaughter's suitor to give or withhold your approval.
5 greats!
Great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, sir, your honor, master, sir. Why, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, they must have summoned you here because they think you have great judgment, and because if they summoned my father, I'd be too distracted by torturing him for all of eternity. Continue the rest of this, whatever this is, show, game, experience.
Ah yes, that makes sense. Only a man of my own power and magnitude can help.
Self-important much? It's a pleasure to meet you, Kazan.
Only my friends and family call me Kazan. Those who tremble in fear of my presence call me Oni.
You're seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper, not only in the sheer size of the man that is Oni, but also his attitude. Apparently Spirit has a type. You sure you can or want to measure up to that? It dawns on you that, wait, maybe you do resemble Oni. Every time you try to look at your own reflection, however, you become dizzy and confused. That definitely deserves more thought. But now is not the time to consider the fact that you might be some kind of hulking vampire with the first ever case of self-blindness. There is a massive samurai mad-dogging you from 2 steps away. Well, you don't scare me at all.
Peasant! I realize now the true purpose of my visit is to extinguish your light.
Oni waves his katana in the air at you menacingly. Like great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, like great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, apparently. Hold up there, Grandpa. Hold up there, Grandpops. Not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First, you should get to know them a little better.
Young people these days, always waiting to kill, insisting they must deserve it. Back in my day, you did what needed to be done because your nobility depended on it.
In his day? For such an imposing presence, he sure is giving off serious old man yells at cloud vibes.
You see, when I was a young man, we didn't have foreigners in our land. Didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already. A little too much if you ask me, but I didn't make the rules. The rulers did, exactly how it should be. Literature, art, commerce, theater, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, public executions.
What are we talking about? Spirit giggles at her okay, I'm not saying all of those every time. At Oni's forgetfulness. You wonder, does she even like the guy? She sure hates her father, so... Listen.
Silence, peasant! You're showing your ignorance. Samurai were forbade from many activities that didn't befit the Bushido code. Such as attending certain theatrical performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, a samurai would put on a disguise in order to seek out entertainment. I'm not saying I did that, because I had honor and a body built like an entire castle that is quite hard to hide. But clearly you have neither my honor nor my physique. You don't even know about the ins and outs of the shifting rules of traditional samurai etiquette, you fool. Rin, what would you want with such an uneducated admirer as this?
You find it hard to believe that any contemporary person knows all that much about who was and wasn't allowed to do what leisure activities over 100 years ago. However, you're not entirely sure how to handle this massive demonic old man.
Oh, wait, I get it. Sweet Rin, my beautiful descendant. You've invited me here to do what you are too kind to. Bash this jerk's head in! God, Boris, fetch my konobo! Rin, wrap your robe around this mongrel's hands and hold them still. We'll splatter their brains on the beach, together as family.
Grandpa, no, that's not why I invited you here at all, in fact. fact, I didn't invite you. Claudette and Dwight did.
Oh, haha. Yes, sure. Wink, wink, wink.
This whole saying wink out loud thing is getting out of hand. Him and Trapper really do have a lot in common, don't they?
I swear, Primus has a good soul and the heart of a warrior. They fought for my love in their own way, faced down death more than once, and put up with their fair share of nonsense.
Nonsense which seems to be endless. Can we, I don't know, wrap this up?
Of course. Who am I expecting anyone to wait around for my approval? I've only been hanging out to the goals and watching my bloodline be polluted by cowards and quitters for 5 generations. Just come give your ancestor-in-law a hug.
Sword drawn, Oni beckons you closer. There's no way he has ever hugged anyone in his entire life. I think I'm good over here, actually.
Rin, now, push them in my way and I'll split them in half. The sacrifice of this usurper to the Yamalka's bloodline will surely bring us back to life and set us back on the course of honor.
You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know that only one sacrifice can get our family back on track.
Revenge on my father, your great-great-great-great-grandson, traitor to the Yamalka name. The lust for violence in your voice, it fills me with cheer.
I'll never forget who I am.
I suppose, if this is the person you want to be with, to go on your journey of bloody revenge with, I shall trust your judgment. The strength inside of you blooms from the very same cherry tree that was planted centuries ago by our shared ancestors.
And if Primus ever treats me poorly, you have my word on our family's honor, I will wield my katana and gut them like a fish.
A tear rolls down from behind Oni's demonic mask. Sure you want to marry into this?
One last word of advice, my dear girl. The father stuff, don't forget it. But maybe stop focusing so specifically and obsessively on it. What he did was awful, but it was already done. Do something for yourself, now. Just my 2 cents. Be well, Rin. I will see you again soon. Now let's go! Servants! Clint, Danis, return me to the stables! I assume my dragon has been fed and tended to?
Yes, sure.
I swear, this is still better than dealing with Trapper's dad. I'm sorry if I was disrespectful of your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. He seemed like a very special man. I realize I'll never measure up to someone like that. A warrior with a hell of a fashion sense. I mean, that mask.
Don't worry. I would never expect you to. Or want you to, really. If all I wanted was the biggest brute alive, I'd be down in Trapper's Cave right now avoiding his vintage bear traps. But that's not the life I've imagined for myself. This sense of abstract duty, anger at the world changing around me, a lust for blood, that's no way to live. And yet, as you now know, that is the Yamalka way of life. Forever I'm cursed to battle against the dragon that lives inside me. Or at least, maybe I was, until now.
I'm not saying that.
You haven't won the game yet, please don't ruin it.
Sorry, I have no idea where that came from.
Back to the beach.
The moonlight sets a romantic mood as the storm clouds roll in and surround the black lighthouse.
You know, the sun might have set, but if we wait long enough, it will rise again.
Spirit removes her sheer robe, showing you her strappy black bikini. Her pale skin glows under the light of the moon.
To be real with you, I kinda just asked you as a goof, but I really enjoyed it. Wait, though, if you tell anyone about this, I will not be labeled as a foot freak.
Behavior!
Steady, steady. Oh no, not... Wait, we really doing this again?
Yeah!
Ah, I completely missed.
Get up here right now.
Before you can find a towel to wipe off your lotioned hands, Spirit grabs you and pulls you in close. Her lips lock onto yours. They're surprisingly soft and warm. The sensation is incredible. Clouds cover the moon, and you find yourself on the beach with Spirit in complete darkness. You can feel the narrow strap.
I'm here, you. So this is what it feels like to fly. They really did it. They added sex to Dead by Daylight. Okay.
Sorry, I think this got stuck to me when I was, I was having the best night of my life.
Keep it. Consider it a memento. Got plenty more where that came. Okay. Now is the time, Primus. To face your destiny. Actually, about that. Primus, can we talk privately? Maybe, not here? Maybe someplace at least would be better. You know how I feel about you telling me what to do. Don't do it. Like I said, I'd rather have this talk privately. Not right here, in front of everyone. You know, from my experience in upper management at my father's mine, I learned that if you're gonna fire someone, it's best to do it in public so they don't freak out.
Please, enough of the fire talk.
Wait, you think... No, she couldn't be. They seem so in love. Well, I mean, not really. Spirit is still Spirit. But if I tried to imagine Spirit in love, I suppose she hasn't attempted to murder me yet, so... Okay, fine, your guess is as good as mine, really. That girl is very hard to read. Word of advice though, if you're going to end it quickly. In my experience, the more pathetic the creature, the more annoying the final howls are. I don't need any advice. Everyone out. Get for Primus. Did someone say final howls? That's kind of my whole jam. I can stay, right? Especially you! Out! Lame.
Alone with Spirit, you feel something awful hanging in the air. More awful even than the lingering smell of that Cleaver body spray. Ugh, that gag. I'm gagging. We're all gagging for Cleaver body spray. Rin, I don't know what you plan on saying. Before you do, just know that I really enjoyed my time with you. Getting to know you over the past few days helped me to get to know myself. For that, I just wanted to say thank you.
That's sweet. You're welcome. And you know what? It's that kind of thing that shows me you've got a good heart inside of you. Too good for me to carve out and toss into the ocean, but also too good for me to love. I need someone who shares my interests, someone I could connect with, someone jaded and dispassionate, only driven forward by a desire for revenge. I need someone who isn't so warm that I feel cold in comparison. I need someone who isn't you. Can we just be friends?
Fair enough.
I don't know if... Before you finish that, just know that if we're not friends, we'll probably become enemies, and I will destroy you.
Friends it is.
I'm glad to have you here for me when I need you, but also not too close to me when I don't. So yeah, I'll see you around.
Spirit starts to leave. I mean, I may not have accepted the other thing, but I've accepted this already. It's like, fair enough. But that's it. This is how this ends. You're just leaving me here.
I'm not sure I'd use the word ends. And for that matter, I wouldn't say that I'm leaving, but us? We're definitely through. The fact that you can't see that, well, it just proves we were never really belonged together anyhow. Good night, Primus.
Again, out of character for me, myself, and I here. I just spent all this time on this island, doing everything I can to get to know you, only to be told I should just leave the chocolate factory through the side door.
Good night, Primus. See you around.
Jeez, I'm sorry. What a bummer.
Hey, why did she keep saying she'll see me around?
Gosh, I have no idea.
And so my precious killers lived happily ever after, as they should, learning to love themselves first and foremost, whilst trapped in a never-ending cycle of torture of my design. Wait, did I just spoil my true identity? You made it this far, you should probably know that.
I mean, it's not hard to put together the little dots and say, oh, the ocean's the entity in this game.
Then you'll have to play it again to find out more. Goodbye, Primus. See you again later. And again. And again. And again. Forever! Well, that was Hooked on You, and, that was Cursed. Next up will be an actual run, where I try to get the good ending for Spirit, and, yeah, that was Cursed. This has been Proselyte Primus.